You feel busy, but you're not effective. And I know that drives you crazy because it used to drive me crazy. And the worst thing is you don't have a laziness problem. You've got a dilution problem because you wake up early, answer messages, go to work, train sometimes, you reply to emails when it's urgent and you stay on it. And from the outside looking in, you look productive, but inside you feel behind. Let me say that again. You're active, busy, but you feel behind. That's not because you're not doing enough, because you're doing so much in different areas, trying to push. And it's because you're doing too much of the wrong things. So you feel like you're busy, but you're not effective. And that tension is starting to irritate you. That's why the algorithms blessed you with this video today. So I want you to picture your last Tuesday. No crisis, no chaos, just movement. You were in motion all day from morning to night, meetings, calls, messages, gym maybe, scrolling between tasks. And then when the day ended, you couldn't clearly say what you'd done that had actually moved your life forward in a meaningful way. And that's the problem. You're active, but not aligned. Body scattered, being reactive, and your business is diluted because you don't lack effort, you lack integration. So let's go deeper for a second. You wake up in the morning and you check your phone before you even check yourself immediately. Email, notifications, Instagram, messages, and your nervous system spikes that stress before your feet have even hit the floor. But you tell yourself it's necessary because it's compulsive, it's a habit, and then you go straight into the rush. Coffee replaces sleep, noise replaces clarity, and you move through your day instead of responding to what's essential. That's reactivity, because yeah, you train sometimes, but it's inconsistent. You go hard for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then work gets a little bit more stressful. It starts ramping up. So then you start skipping, resetting, because you know for a fact that you don't lack ambition, but your body does not reflect your ambition. And that mismatch affects your energy across everything. Because when your body's inconsistent, your mind becomes unstable. And when your sleep's erratic, your focus starts to break down. And when your energy starts to dip, your business output fluctuates. You can't separate them. It's all interconnected. So why do you keep on trying to? I'll tell you why. Because then you break it into business. Yes, you're busy, but you avoid the uncomfortable income-generating tasks. You answer emails, attend meetings, refine ideas, but you delay the one action that will actually grow your income. It could be the pitch, the offer, the follow-up, the difficult conversation. You tell yourself that you're just building, but in reality, you're diluting because motion feels productive, but direction creates results. Yes, you've got motion, but you lack direction. You think your frustration is about pressure, but I promise you it's not. It's fragmentation, because when body, being, and business are not aligned, you feel scattered, body scattered. So you train without any real structure, eat without intention, sleep without discipline. It's being reactive. So then you respond emotionally, you scroll when it gets uncomfortable and avoid that silence. You stay busy and dodge all the hard moves that you know create results. You attend instead of execute. You're there in presence but not in spirit, and that combination creates anxiety because deep down you know you're capable of so much more. Let me tell you about a client. His name's Daniel. He's got a very strong career, mid-30s, and the people in his life actually respect him. They look at him as a source of inspiration, but yet he felt ineffective. And he kept saying, I just feel exhausted all the time, but I don't know why. That sentence matters. Exhausted without clear progress, because he was training randomly, working constantly, sleeping inconsistently, and always on, but rarely decisive. So that's what we went through on his Power Hour breakthrough call. There was no emotion, just straight facts and clarity. I asked him, what are your daily physical standards? What's your mental baseline like each morning? And what's your daily revenue generating moves? And he couldn't clearly answer. And that was the real issue, because he had activity with no anchors. So we broke it down and simplified it. One physical non-negotiable every day, no negotiation. One mental anchor, no phone for the first 30 minutes, structured thinking and actually giving himself to wake up properly. One revenue move, to do that hardest income generating action early as he can in the day. Within 30 days, something changed, not dramatically, but structurally. His energy started to stabilize, his reactivity dropped, and his business output became sharper, because he stopped scattering all the effort and he started to align it. Because you don't need more productivity hacks. You need fewer decisions, because right now you ask yourself way too many questions. Should I train today? Should I start now? Should I reset? Do I need a new plan? Do I need new tools? Should I send that message? How should I send that message? And all that kills your momentum, but alignment removes choice. So body, this is what I do daily. Being, this is how I start and end my day. And business, this is the action or actions that create revenue and move the needle forward. Everything else is secondary. That's how you go from constantly busy to becoming truly effective. Because I know what you're like. You hate hype and all the motivation. Good. Let's be completely honest then. You're hiding inside busyness because busyness feels safe, but direction feels confrontational because direction forces you to prioritize. Prioritizing forces you to admit what doesn't matter. And that's uncomfortable. I know it is, because it's easier to stay active than to refine it all down and become aligned. But it's also a lot more exhausting, short term, long term, medium term, because you feel tired because you're working on all the wrong things. You feel tired because your effort's diluted, and all that scattered effort creates a breakdown. When your body's trained with intention, your energy rises. When your mind is calm and structured, the focus sharpens. When your business actions are decisive, the income starts to grow, and that combination creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence reduces your anxiety, and then you stop feeling behind because you're not drifting anymore. So let's hit you with the uncomfortable truth that you won't like hearing. If you continue like this for another 2 years, nothing dramatic happens. You stay just fine. Fine income, fine body, fine energy. And that's what irritates you the most, because you know you're destined for big things. Because you're not built for just fine. You're built for greatness. You know it in your chest here. Structure requires alignment. The 3 B's: body, being, business. Integrated, can't get my words out, I'm getting too excited. Not compartmentalized. Bloody hell, mate. Struggled with that because you're undercommitted to all the right anchors. So let that sit with you. Think, what are the most needle moving actions in your life? And imagine this instead. You wake up and you don't check your phone instantly. You get some training done before the excuses start appearing, and you execute the hardest business move before you get distracted. So by 11 a.m, you've already won in all 3 areas. The rest of the day just starts to compound from that. You walk differently, carry yourself differently, speak differently. Not because you're motivated, but because you're aligned. And that's power, quiet but deadly power. So this is feeling accurate. Click the link in the description and get a free copy of the alignment blueprint. It's a structural framework that I use with all my private clients to lock them in across body, being, and business. There's no hype, no motivation, just integration across the 3 B's, because you don't need to do more. You actually need to do less, but do those less things better. Stop trying to be active all the time and start being aligned, because busyness without alignment will always leave you feeling behind. And you're tired of feeling behind. Body, being, business. Lock it into your head and get those right, and everything else will follow. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't bother clicking on the next video if you're not going to get a free copy of the alignment blueprint. The link's in the description, or comment the word align and I'll send it through to you. Let's go.